guys, so we're going to do the monthly tarot reading. This is going to be for the earth signs. So we're going to read for Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And I'm going to kind of use one of my Celtic decks. I'm using a different deck for each element today. And I thought I would do this one because it's kind of earthy, you know, when we get that Celtic energy. So let's kind of see what's going on. We're going to read for Capricorn first. Capricorn is my sign, so this will be a reading for me too, maybe. We'll kind of see what's going on. So I've got the Page of Swords, so you may receive, Capricorn, some kind of news. Could be a little unsettling. Sometimes Page of Swords is very kind of brutal, but that news is probably going to propel you into something new. So be prepared for that. Notice that is the thought card. That says thought. That's going to get you thinking, Capricorn. So we've got the Ten of Discs in the reverse position. Opposing, it could have to do with a job. It could have to do with the money situation. You might be a little bit worried, like, you know, how am I going to make it, you know, now that I hear about this? So we might be hearing something about a job change is kind of the energy that I'm kind of feeling here. So let's kind of see what's going on. But I've got the Four of Swords. This is the rest card. So just as you hear this news, it's time to plan. And so we may need to pull back from the world and kind of rest and retreat and so forth. And just kind of think about, what do I want to be doing? You know, where am I going and so forth. So don't rush into anything during this time. Make no rash moves is kind of what the Spirit is saying. That card is flying out of my deck. Yeah, and I've got the Eight of Swords. See, I feel you were kind of trapped in your circumstances as it was. And you know, Capricorn, you don't like to be trapped in anything. So I feel like we may have been working in kind of some drudgery. That card says bondage, by the way. So, and you've got to have your freedom and stuff. If you've got so many good ideas. And there you go. We've got the Queen of Cups, intuition. So it's time to be using your intuition during this time. I'm feeling my own reading here, guys. It's like I'm almost reading myself as I kind of see this situation. But this is kind of that collective energy for Capricorn. So I've got the Two of Cups. So we could be parting ways with someone during this month. Some of you may have. I'm not saying all of you. Remember, you know, take with what resonates. But we could be separating with a soulmate during this time. But some of you could be separating with a job. You know, and maybe you're meant to go into something bigger and so forth. Yeah, I've got that death energy. See, I've got that death energy there. So a chapter is about to close in your life and so forth. So be prepared for that. We're just going to have to accept it. But look at that. See, that's what I'm saying. It's meant to happen. I've got that Chariot energy. That is about going forward. And we've got that Major Arcana. So this is your energy this month. So even though something is going to come to an end, it's going to be positive. And I've got that King of Cups energy. Notice I have the Queen and the King of Cups. So we're bringing in the masculine. I've got the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine really playing a role. I'm going to pull one more for you. Let me see. Which one is this? Oh, this is the Shaman. I've got the Shaman deck. This is number 9, which is also the Hermit. So this is definitely a time to retreat and spend some time alone. So some of you Capricorns, and I'm actually going through this right now too, maybe encountering a job change. But it's going to be a situation that works out in your best interest. Because you were kind of doing something that was, it's not necessarily, it wasn't in your best interest, but it's like you can do so much more, I guess is what I'm saying to Capricorns. So, and then some of you may have a relationship that part ways. You can do so much more with that too. I'm going to pull you some Oracle cards. I've got the card Adventures. So this is, just see it as an adventure. We've got that Chariot energy. It's about going forward positively. Trust the Spirit during this time. Don't sit there. You know that no matter what happens to you, you are resourceful. You know, you don't like change. You don't like change, and then I drew it. I was just saying that. I swear I said that before I pulled the card. I was about to say, Capricorn, you don't like change. You're not necessarily a fixed sign. The fixed signs have a bigger problem with it. But even you like security. Okay, there's Capricorn. You like security. You like stability. You like a solid foundation. So when the foundation is kind of taken out from under you, you're like, oh my God, you know, what do I grab onto? You always have to have something to grab onto. But you may want to take a trip during this month, and that will be good. You know, connect with nature, connect to spirit and everything. But yeah, so expect the foundation shattered a little bit. But one thing I do know with you, Capricorn, is you are being influenced heavily by Jupiter right now. And then we've got community, kind of go in the community, you know, with friends and associates and so forth, and really kind of put yourself out there after you've had your retreat. And then, yes, you're meant to be a leader. See, one of the things I've kind of learned with Capricorn is they are good about, you know, working in the background, but they're really meant to lead. You know, they really are meant to lead because they've got all these good ideas about hard work, and they know how to make something work. They've got great ideas, you know, when it comes to business or running their own business or whatever they've got going on. They've got the ideas, but they tend to work in the background and like to play it safe sometimes. I'm just going to do this, and, you know, I'm good at this, and maybe not take on a challenge. So when you're getting thrown into a challenge, so embrace it. Embrace it. You got to be ready for it. So that's perfect. That's good, though. You need to be shooken up a little bit, Capricorn, and stuff. But I speak for myself, too. You know, definitely some things that I've got going on. Okay, so the next one we're going to read for is Taurus. Let's see what's going on with Taurus. Let's mix these up a little bit. This one's kind of hard to shuffle, so I'm just going to do it like this, guys, okay? For what kind of jumps out and everything. That one is kind of popping up. So we've got the Six of Cups, which is the nostalgia card. So Taurus, you may be romanticizing the past during this time. You know, really kind of getting in there and kind of thinking about that. And maybe you should kind of look at some good times. Because I feel like we've had some challenges, but, you know, you tend to look at the bad and so forth. I got the Five of Discs. So we could be dealing with some challenges with financial. We've got the restriction card. That's what it's called in this deck. So we could be dealing with some challenges, but you too, all the earth signs are very resourceful. Yeah, see, I've got that energy. I've also got the Five of Cups energy. I've got that you're sitting there and you're regretting something here. So we're going to have to pick ourselves up, Taurus. We're going to have to pick ourselves up and stop regretting, you know, and that's why we've got the nostalgia card. Notice that follows the Five of Cups. The Six follows the Five. It's time to look at the good times and not regret, you know, the other things, you know. So it could be with the relationship. Just saying that, I drew the Lover's reverse. So we could be kind of looking at the bad times and regret. I wish I would have done this differently. I wish I would have done that differently. Don't do that to yourself. Just be like, I'm going to look at the good times. I'm going to be thankful that we had that. I'm going to let go of any kind of sadness, you know, and regret and shoulda, coulda, woulda. We got to let that go. I always say that, saying shoulda, coulda, woulda. There is going to be a point you're going to need to stand up for yourself for something during this month. So be prepared for that. That card is called Rivalry. You know, and that's one of the things, is to stand up for yourself. I've got the Page of Cups, which this card is called Reflection. So we're going to be really looking into the past. You know, we're going to have to prepare for that. And it's not easy. So instead of just focusing on the bad, we want to look at some of the good ones. But see, the bondage card is reversed. So we're free. And that's one of the things we got to look at. I may have regrets. I may, you know, wish I could go back in time and do things differently, but I'm free. And we've got the Ace of Cups. Spirituality is what this card is called. You know, definitely that overflowing cup, you know, of self-love and self-confidence. We're going to get that. And then also be using our intuition. A lot of you are the psychic Taurus. You know, be prepared to be using your intuition during this time. I'm going to pull you for my shadow oracle. I feel you need it because you're really you're a little stuck in the past, Taurus. Which, you know, sometimes we got to reflect. You know, that's how we learn from the past. You know, that's one of the things. But we don't want to live there. You know what I'm saying, Taurus? We can't live there. So I've got the card Play. This has been popping up for me. You know, so don't take everything so seriously. Get out there and have some fun and stuff. I'm getting the Outlaw. Everybody's giving me the Outlaw tonight. All the guides. and stuff. You know, you be a little bit of a rebel and so forth. You know, be a little rebel right now. But the main thing is movement. We just got to get that movement going on. I see we've got that snake energy in there. You know, they shed skin and begin anew. We're ready to do that. We're ready to make some transform. And I know it's kind of a paradox, and I kind of look at that. That's true. You know, we've got I'm looking on the past, I'm looking at bad times, but then Spirit's saying, but I want you to look at the good times. And then almost the paradox is, but if I look at the good times, then I'm really not going to want to get out of it. I'm really going to regret more. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And I've got the card strength for you. So you are strong and stuff. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for. So be prepared for that. And also I get the card get curious for you. You know, really kind of do that. Examine what is causing me to feel this way. You know, why am I in this predicament with my emotions? Because we've got that Queen of Cup energy, so it's going to be very focused on your emotion during this time. You know, we're going to want to go in deep and so forth. But it's a good reading. It's so positive because I feel it's going to get you to a healing place. I do hope this helps, Taurus. We're now going to go to Virgo. See, what kind of Virgo energy can we look forward to? Let me mess this up a little bit. That one. Oh, Virgo. So I've got the Tower. I've got the Tower card. So I feel like we're going to have some challenges during this month. So be kind of prepared for that. We're going to have some kind of unsettling energies that are going to be coming up. Now, I've got the Page of Discs. This is also the health card. It is kind of pointing to that. So, one of the things I kind of look at, don't worry, I don't do health reads anyway, but it is popping up. I would say go get a checkup is kind of what, you know, you're usually pretty good about that, Virgo, because, and don't be surprised you see that because you rule the 6th house, which does also have to do with health and everything. You're normally pretty good about that. This one is the Warrior card. This is 8, which is also strength. We might not feeling very strong. We may be kind of losing a little bit of energy during this month. So we need to work on that. So I feel like we need to work on our health, maybe do some yoga and so forth. But, you know, the good thing, I've got the High Priestess for you. Intuition should be very strong during this time. We got that feminine energy, and Virgo has a lot of feminine energy, of course. The 8 of Wands is an action card. So yes, it's about taking action this month. So that's definitely, you know, get that checkup, you know, just good bill of health. If you have been sitting there and just being a little bit lazy, we need to kind of get going on. Except you should be pretty successful this month, though. I've got the success card, the 6 of Wands. So I feel like work and everything should be good and everything. Even with that Tower energy, you're going to be fine. I know it. But there's going to be some kind of thing in there. So I've got the 7 of Swords, you know, is popping up here. This card is called Diplomacy. Sometimes we could be dealing, though, with a character who is trying to betray us and so forth. I kind of get more of a work energy in that. So kind of be on guard at work. Yeah, it could be a work associate that we normally got along with, but now we're sort of on the rocks with that 2 of Cups reverse energy. I'm going to pull you one more. And then I've got the Death card reversed. So I kind of look at that energy. It's right above the 2 of Cups. I feel like somebody is kind of harboring some things there. It could be in a work situation. That there is some kind of energy that, you know, they're harboring something. Because I've got that 7 of Swords energy. And let me just double check there. Yeah, I've got the wheel next to that 7 of Swords. So it kind of makes me feel like a worker or somebody. There could be somebody who's a little jealous of you. You know, because one thing, you are a good worker. I'm going to pull you some oracle cards, Virgo. So I've got the card Transformation. So I look at that Death card. You know, we definitely do need something to transform. You know, we may have been kind of postponing on a situation. But I do have the card Opportunity. So even with that Tower moment, and I feel this kind of blow, there is going to be opportunity for transformation, which is good. That will also lead to fulfillment. That is very positive. and everything. Sometimes things have to crash down and everything needs to come out and what needs to be said. But just keep your focus during this time. Be very focused on what is most important. And then I've also got the card stillness. So even after your tower energy occurs, just take a moment to be still. Don't be rattled too hard. Don't be like, oh my God, all this chaos and everything. Just kind of be still in the moment so you can kind of collect yourself. And that will lead to a new beginning. So I do feel some new beginnings going on. So yeah, get a checkup. And, I want you might need to take on an exercise regimen. Do a little yoga or even just walk the block a little bit. But I feel like Spirit is kind of saying you got to kind of move. We got to be taking care of ourselves. We may have been a little too stressed and we may have been a little sedentary, but we got to get moving. I do hope this helps.